Welcome, Kyle McCarthy, to Sports Report Radio, Fighting Irish legend. Great story. Here's a guy that has just an inspirational story. Kyle, welcome to the Fighting Irish Show on Sports Report Radio.
Hey, thanks for having me. I appreciate the time, guys.
Hey, Kyle, what's it like? I mean, you're at Notre Dame, all the history, running out on the field, just thinking the history of all the people that were there before you, all the people coming after you. What experience and what is that like for you to live that in the moment?
I wish I could come up with words, to be honest with you. Indescribable. As a young Irish Catholic kid with the last name McCarthy growing up in the Midwest, I grew up, watching Notre Dame on Saturday mornings and, just dreaming of that moment. And I can assure all the fans and anyone that knows Notre Dame football that moment lives up to, exceeds the expectations. I mean, it is just such a special moment with the energy and historic Notre Dame Stadium, and to be on those grounds that the legends of the game, played on. It's truly indescribable. It is one of the things I miss most about playing ball back at Notre Dame, and but certainly a feeling that I'll always remember.
Hey, Kyle, you're a Notre Dame, basically a family, so much family tradition there for you. How special is that to be playing at Notre Dame, to have your family, your friends be able to watch you, but just the family history with you being at Notre Dame?
Yeah, no, like I said, it's a dream come true. It was a dream come true, and Notre Dame's become such an integral part of my life and my family's life. It's hard to imagine it being any other way. I mean, it's just the way things have played out for myself and my family is awfully special. And it all started with my grandfather, who was a captain of the baseball team in the 40s, and it just went on from there. So Notre Dame's a special place, and I'm certainly fortunate to have myself associated with such a incredible place, but with great people. People make everything, and Notre Dame's no different.
Hey, Kyle, growing up in Youngstown, Ohio, is the atmosphere in Youngstown, they say a gritty area, tough area to grow up in. But, I mean, here you are playing at Notre Dame, but then you went and played at the highest level after that in the NFL. How did Notre Dame prepare you, and not just on the field, but off the field, for your experience in the NFL and your life afterwards, after the NFL? Yeah,
I think, you spoke about Youngstown and then Notre Dame. I think, certainly the work ethic, the blue-collar mentality of being from Youngstown, where, you get what you earn, and, hard work, things don't come easy. You got to go work for it. And I think, Notre Dame, even though it's such a prestigious place with such high expectations, is the same way. I mean, it's funny, we go play, Southern Cal, and, you land in Southern Cal and there's sunshine and nice paved roads and palm trees, and, it kind of makes you more fired up because we're different. We have a different experience. We're, kind of have that blue collar workman-like mentality. And I think, with Notre Dame being on such a high pedestal with a national landscape with national exposure, moving on to the NFL, you combine the work ethic, the gritty attitude, and then the national exposure with the highest level of expectations. I don't think you could be prepared any better for the next level or the highest level of whatever you're doing after having the experience of playing at a school like Notre Dame.
Hey, Kyle, you're still kind of associated with the game, working athletes first. Let's tell, our Notre Dame fans what you're up to these days and what's going on in your life.
Yeah, so, I actually coached back at Notre Dame in 2014. It was my last year coaching, and made a really, really tough decision to get out of that profession and take a leap of faith and join Athletes First, which is a sports agency located in California. So I've been out here for about 6 years. I'm now the director of football, so kind of oversee our our football division here at the agency, and having a great time doing it. I'm not in the game, but I'm certainly around the game and working with athletes and trying to help advise those guys on and off the field as best I possibly can, so that they could continue to achieve and reach their goals. And very, very proud of Athletes First, proud of the people that work here and the culture and the way we go about our business here. I think it's the right way. And, I think that's shown in the impact that we have in our clients' lives. So very proud of our success at Athletes First, and more importantly, proud of the type of players that we represent here.
Yeah, I know from my experience working with you guys, as you guys have, I've been able to book some guests on my show, and just a first-class operation, incredible. I know from my side, dealing with you guys, completely professional. So that's what I really like about you guys. But let's go back to the field. What are some special memories that you have playing on the field at Notre Dame? I'm sure there's so many, but do some of them just kind of jump out to you and something kind of favorite in your eye, thinking about one of those great games or great times you had at Notre Dame?
Oh gosh, yeah. I mean, shoot, there's so many of them. It's hard to kind of pick one or two, but anytime we beat Michigan, it's always a good thing. I remember, it was my redshirt junior year, so seniors academically, we beat up Michigan in the rain, just a downpour of a game, and it was an old school muddy field before they put in the turf there, and that one certainly stood out. Michigan State, my senior year, my last year playing there, kind of down to the wire type of game, where, ended with a turnover towards the end of the game there. Kind of the more, the battles. I mean, Washington and, Washington down to the wire, and they had Jake Locker at quarterback. We had Pittsburgh in triple overtime. I mean, the list can kind of go on, and it's hard to pick one. I mean, there's some bad memories in there too. The Bush push game, right?
Sure.
With USC and some of those,
yes.
Some of those battles when so the list goes on. There's so many great memories back at that place. It's hard to put your finger on one, but how long you want this radio interview to go on for? We can go all night, but yeah, that's something to go on for, and cherish those memories for sure.
Well, it sounds to me like there's just so many in it, and just the the legends of the game that have been at Notre Dame. But you were a captain. How special is that for you to know, besides that mark on the field, that you were a leader there for the team also?
Yeah, I think absolutely. I think being elected captain to this day is probably one of the things I'm most proud of, not only from my time in college but in my life. I mean, again, growing up a fan and, not being, at least in my opinion, the most physically gifted guy in the world, really proud of kind of what you put into your craft, and to be elected by your teammates, which is the most important thing in that whole, captaincy, is that, hey, these are, you're given that title by your teammates. And I think the way I was raised back home by my family is that, you earn your respect, and you always have to continue to earn respect. And that to me was just a sign of respect, and something that I'll always cherish and keep very near and dear to my heart.
Kyle, I appreciate you taking your time, man. We try to keep these around 10 minutes to put them out there, but you've taken a little bit of your time today. I hope we can, stay in touch when football season starts, and I know it is going to start one of these days again, and we can talk again, because there's so many good things to talk to you about. But Kyle, thank you so much for taking your time and talking a little bit about your love for Notre Dame, and a little bit about the history of Notre Dame and why Notre Dame's so special to you. Thanks, I appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you for the time.